Hi, my name's Sean from Brain and Body Health, and I'm here with Leroy
from Bluefins, Dragon Boat and Outrigger Canoe Club.
So we're gonna go through a few stretches and exercises that you guys can do at home after your training and stuff on the weekends in order to loosen up some of the muscles that get tight from training. So we're gonna start with some exercises for the mid-back region and loosen up the rotation. So we're gonna start with thread the needle. So Leroy, I'll get you down onto your hands and knees for me. So in this position, you want your hands to be under your shoulders and your knees to be under your hips. And what Leroy is going to do is he's going to use this hand and he's going to crawl his fingers as far as he can along the ground into a rotation through his back. In this exercise, you want to try and limit any movement of the pelvis. You don't want it swaying side to side. You want it to be stable. After he reaches through, he's going to bring his hand back up and he's going to twist up open to the sky, eyes following the fingertips, trying to look up to the ceiling. And then he's going to repeat that, and you can do that 10 times on each side. So Leroy will do that again. Good. And then switch sides. So you can show the other side as well. Good. The next one we're going to do is called an open book. So in a similar position, Leroy is going to stay on his knees. He's going to drop down so his hands are on his temples and his elbows are on the ground. From this position, again, hips stay stable, no moving. And he's going to lift this elbow, following with his eyes up to the ceiling, focusing on the rotation happening in the middle of his back here. He's then going to come back down and switch sides. And you'll notice that Leroy is much easier opening on the left side than it is on the right for him. And go a little bit further. Good. And same thing, alternating, doing 10 times on each side. Good.
Yeah.
So come up to the right. So as we mentioned, Leroy has a little bit more difficulty opening up to the right. As he continues to do repetitions on this side, each one he'll feel like he'll be able to get more and more rotation. So as you continue to do this, that will get easier and easier. It's normal for this one to feel quite stiff and limiting, especially on one side compared to the other. Good.
Okay.
All right, this next set of 2 exercises is going to focus on the lats and the chest muscle. So we're going to start with the lat stretch. This one, easy to do, requires a door frame. So what you're going to do is you're going to reach and grab onto the door frame with your thumb down, pointing down towards the ground. From here, you're going to step your feet backwards and lean over. And then you're going to twist your upper body through that hole to look to the side, trying to push your rib cage towards the wall away from you. So Leroy is going to do that one. So thumb facing down, shifting his weight away from the wall, getting a nice deep stretch through the lat. And then as he comes to an end point, he's going to twist through. You get that nice stretch all the way through here. To make that even deeper, Leroy can try and swing his hips away from his shoulder, and that'll make it even deeper. So here we're getting a nice lat stretch as well as a stretch through serratus, which is a muscle that holds onto the shoulder blade. Really good and required for that pull through the paddle. So the next stretch is going to focus on the chest muscle. Again, just require a door frame for this. Leroy is going to stand in the door frame. He's going to place his elbows and hands on the wall, trying to keep his forearms in contact with the wall throughout the whole movement. Depending on how flexible you are through your shoulders, you might be further back or you might be further forward. But you want to make sure that your low back is nice and flat. You don't want it to be overarched. Then from this position, Leroy's going to slowly, keeping his forearm in contact with the wall, lift his hands and slide them up along the wall, and you'll feel a nice deep stretch through the front of the chest. And then same thing, keeping forearms in contact, coming down as deep as he can. And he's gonna repeat that 10 times. Again, this one will feel quite stiff, especially at the tops of the movement and at the very bottom. As you continue to complete the repetitions, it'll get easier and easier.
I'm getting tingly in my face.
Good, and stop. All right, the last set of stretches we're gonna do is gonna focus on the hips and the legs. So the first one we're gonna do is called a frog stretch. So you're gonna come down onto your knees, and then you're going to spread your knees apart. All right? From that position, you don't need to go so wide so that you feel a really deep stretch through the groin. Wide enough that you feel a little bit of tension, but it's not too deep. From here, Leroy is going to use his hands to push his hips back, getting a nice deep stretch through the back of the hip capsule here. Good.
Yeah.
You can hold that stretch for up to 30 seconds, or as Leroy is going to do, you can pulse. So you can come slowly and gently in and out of that deep stretch, each time trying to push a little bit further to get more range. Good. Nice. The last stretch we're going to do is going to focus through the quad as well as up through the core. So in a lunge position, keeping your hips straight, square in front of you, you're going to try and lunge forward, reaching that knee forward and hips over top of the grounded knee. And then you're going to reach the same side arm up towards the ceiling and back behind you. As you reach forward with your hips, you're going to try and reach back with your hand, and you should feel a nice deep stretch coming all the way from the quad and thigh up through the core and arm. Again, holding this one for up to 30 seconds, or you can pulse the arm forward and back, trying to get a little bit deeper each time.